Prayer is the interactive relationship that we have with God about what we and God are doing together. Meditative prayer is, on our part, the listening side of that relationship. We're learning to be still. We're learning to be attentive. We're learning to hear God's voice in His wondrous, terrible, loving, all-embracing silence. In my first book, Celebration of Discipline, I put a chapter in about meditation on the inward disciplines. But celebration was a primer in the spiritual life, the learning, beginning stages. So with Sanctuary of the Soul, I'm able to fill out the whole idea of meditative prayer, what it means to descend with the mind into the heart, how we learn the sense of attentiveness to the Lord, a phrase that's often used by the old writers of beholding the Lord, and working with some of the problems, a wandering mind, all kinds of other issues. These are the kinds of things that I work with in Sanctuary of the Soul. In Sanctuary of the Soul, there are 3 sections entitled Entering the Experience. Now, that's on purpose. I wanted to have times when we can enter into this life for ourselves, not just reading. And so I tell a story that unpacks the teaching of the last 3 chapters out of my own experience. And the idea is that that can stimulate all of us to see that this is something that we can do, that it isn't just for spiritual gurus, it's for ordinary people, and the reader can enter into the experience for themselves. Protestant Christians, and particularly evangelicals, have tended to be cut off from this great Christian tradition of meditative prayer. But the resources are so wide, so broad, so rich. I mean, think of Julian of Norwich, this wonderful lady, and her book, Showings, or Teresa of Avila and the Interior Castle, or Brother Lawrence and the practice of the presence of God, or think of Jean-Pierre de Caussade, who said, the soul, light as a feather, fluid as water, innocent as a child, responds to every movement of grace like a floating balloon. Or think of Frank Laubach's letters by a modern mystic, or Thomas Merton, or A.W. Tozier, or Jean-Nicolas Grue, who wrote, "Teach me, Divine Master, this mute language which says so much." The resources are so rich, and I wanted to try to bring that to people in this book. Can I just say that this book, Sanctuary of the Soul, in some ways has been a lifetime in coming. And it is meant for the reader, ordinary people who have jobs and children and dishes to wash and work to do, but who can learn to sink down into the light of Jesus until they become comfortable in that posture, learning the joy of the Lord and learning to walk cheerfully on the face of the earth.